Diana, the bathroom light bulb burned out. Go buy a new one. Oh, and while you're at it, grab some flour, a large bottle of sake, and a bulk bag of potatoes. You can get them all at the local supermarket, right?
Alyssa, I'm sorry, but I'm in my final month of pregnancy now.
So?
It's not really safe for me to drive anymore.
Huh? Then walk.
That's even more impossible.
It's not that far to the store, is it? Stop making excuses and just go. Unlike you, I'm busy preparing to welcome Emily back home for her new job. I'm letting you live separately, even though you should be living with us. The least you can do is contribute for once. Now, off you go. Chop, chop.
I'm sorry, but I really can't.
Diana! What do you think you're doing using the supermarket's delivery service? That poor delivery guy showed up at our door carrying all those heavy bags. I was shocked. Explain yourself.
I'm not sure what you mean by explain. All the things you asked for were heavy. I'm in my last month of pregnancy. Carrying them myself would have been impossible.
You should have driven there like I told you.
Perhaps you don't realize since you don't drive, but driving at this stage of pregnancy is dangerous.
Oh, stop being dramatic. When I was pregnant, I still did all the housework myself. You're just spoiling yourself. If you act like this now, you'll never survive raising a child.
Isn't it a mother's duty to protect her body for the sake of her unborn child?
What did you just say?
I'm sorry, but I'm currently at my prenatal checkup. I expect to be called in soon, so I'll have to end this conversation here.
Don't you dare hang up on me. When you get back, I want you to clean the entire house. You can go to your checkup anytime, but the house needs cleaning now. Diana! Diana, are you at home right now?
Good morning, Alyssa. Yes, I'm home.
Good. Then go pick up Emily from the station.
From the station, meaning by car?
Of course by car. It's boiling hot today. She's been traveling with a heavy suitcase. Do you want her walking in this heat for 30 minutes from the station?
There's a bus that goes from the station to here.
Excuse me? Emily's coming all this way back home, and you can't even do this one thing to make her trip easier? Unbelievable!
If I weren't pregnant, of course I'd go. But as I've said repeatedly, I'm in my last month now. Driving is really not an option for me anymore. Please understand.
Stop using your pregnancy as an excuse. You can drive if you really want to. If you don't go pick her up, Emily will be left waiting at the station in this heat. Don't you feel bad for her? If she ends up with heat stroke, it'll be your fault, you hear me?
All right, I understand. Hi, Mom. It's Emily.
Oh, Emily, did you already get to the station?
Yeah. There was a bus leaving soon, so I hopped on it.
Huh? The bus?
Yeah. You know that bus only runs twice an hour, right? But I got lucky. Only had to wait for 5 minutes. So I'll be home in no time.
Oh, I see. All right then. Diana? Hello? Emily just told me she took the bus home. You did go pick her up like I told you to, right? Why haven't I heard a single word from you since? What on earth is going on? When your mother-in-law contacts you, you're supposed to drop everything and respond right away. How many times do I have to tell you that? Diana! Where is your reply? Not even marking the messages as read? Honestly, what a useless, hopeless wife you are. You know what? At this point, I might seriously have to start considering divorce. This is completely unacceptable.
Emily?
Hey, Parker. What's up?
Hey, Emily! Long time no see since the coming-of-age ceremony, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Wait, is this about the class reunion or something?
No time for small talk. I need to get to the point.
Okay.
Diana, she's your brother's wife, right?
Yeah, my sister-in-law. Why? What happened to her?
She was just brought into my hospital by ambulance.
What? What happened to her?
She passed out while driving. She lost consciousness behind the wheel.
Wait, hold on. Diana, she's in her last month of pregnancy, isn't she? Why was she even driving in that condition?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, she's stable now. She's in a room. The doctors took care of her.
And the baby, is the baby okay?
Both are fine. No need to panic.
Well, thank God.
We already called your brother from the hospital, but I heard you're back in town today too, so I figured I'd let you know as well.
Got it. I'm heading to the hospital right now.
Diana, enough already. Answer me. You are absolutely hopeless as a wife. You know that. Listen carefully. I want you at the house right now. Someone needs to knock some sense into you.
Mom? What exactly are you doing to a pregnant woman?
Huh? Emily?
Yeah, it's me, Emily. I saw Diana's phone blowing up with nonstop notifications and figured I'd check. Turns out, every single message was from you.
But why are you the one?
Honestly, it's exhausting just seeing them. So let's switch to my phone, okay? It's getting ridiculous.
Right. Emily, didn't you say you were heading to visit your friend today?
Yeah, that was the plan. But on the way, I got an urgent call from a friend who works as a nurse in the hospital.
The hospital nurse?
Yeah, Diana's been admitted.
Admitted?
She passed out in the driver's seat after pulling over to the side of the road. A passerby called an ambulance.
What?
She told me everything when she woke up. Alyssa, did you seriously make Diana drive while she's in her final month of pregnancy? Just so she could pick me up?
Well, yes, I just thought, with this heat, she should.
And you thought the best solution was to force your pregnant daughter-in-law to drive? Are you even hearing yourself?
But that's what a daughter-in-law is supposed to do.
I never had kids myself, but even I know how dangerous that is. What if something had happened to Diana? What if something had happened to the baby? And all because of me? Do you have any idea how terrifying that is? How sick that makes me feel?
You're overreacting.
Overreacting? Childbirth is life-threatening. It's something where a mother literally risks her life, isn't it? You, of all people, who have gone through it twice, how can you not get that? How could you do this to the woman bringing your grandchild into this world? This isn't just some petty daughter-in-law drama anymore.
I didn't mean.
That's what makes it worse. If you did this without even realizing how cruel you're being, that's even more dangerous.
Emily, please, calm down.
Oh, by the way, Davis is here with me right now.
Davis is there?
Yeah, and guess what? He feels exactly the same way I do. He said he'll never forgive you either.
No.
I'm going back to the house to grab the suitcase I left, but I'm not staying. I'll take everything from my room and move it all to my friend's place.
Why are you making such a big deal of this?
Because I'm cutting ties with you. What else would I do?
What?
Oh, and don't bother trying to contact Diana again. I've already made sure she blocked you.
No. Oh, this can't be. Emily, what am I supposed to do? Your father, he's told me he wants a divorce.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Davis told Dad everything. All the things you've done to Diana.
No, oh, this can't be.
Dad said if you sign the divorce papers without making a fuss, he'll make sure you're financially supported for a while, so you won't be left high and dry after living as a housewife all these years. He's still being kind, isn't he?
No, divorce, and now Davis and you're cutting me off too? How did it come to this?
There's only one answer to that. You brought it on yourself. I still remember how everything turned upside down in an instant. One moment I was driving, trying to push through another exhausting day. The next, I was collapsing behind the wheel. The stress, the endless emotional strain from the suffocating family politics, the late stages of pregnancy, it all finally caught up to me. I woke up in the sterile white walls of a hospital room, disoriented, overwhelmed by the quiet beeping of monitors, the distant echoes of medical staff. But amidst the chaos of that moment, a miracle arrived. While I was still in the hospital, contractions began without warning, Everything happened so quickly. Before I could even fully process what was going on, my son was born into the world. A healthy, crying, perfect little boy. In that moment, everything else seemed to fade away. All the bitterness, the betrayals, the relentless pressures of dealing with my in-laws, none of it mattered. He was here, he was safe, and despite everything, both of us were healthy. That alone felt like the universe was giving me a second chance. When I was finally discharged, I expected to return to the old house near my husband's family home, the same suffocating space filled with ghosts of arguments and unwanted meddling. But instead, I was greeted with something completely unexpected. The address they took me to was in a completely different city, about an hour away from my husband's old family house. It was a fresh start, a brand new apartment, untouched by the poisonous memories of the past, a place where I could finally breathe. I later learned that during my hospitalization, while I was unconscious and helpless, everything had reached its conclusion. My husband and his father had made the decision I had quietly prayed for, but never dared hope would actually happen. They severed all ties with my mother-in-law. The woman who had made my life a living hell for so long, who constantly belittled me, controlled me, inserted herself into every aspect of our marriage, our finances, even my pregnancy, was finally gone. Apparently, my father-in-law had officially divorced her while I was still in the hospital. There were no dramatic scenes, no desperate pleas for reconciliation. It was cold, decisive, absolute. She was stripped of her title, her position, her influence. Worse yet, both of her children, my husband and his sister, turned their backs on her. They declared they wanted nothing more to do with her. She was cut off entirely. The humiliation was public. Neighbors whispered about her downfall. Old acquaintances avoided her gaze. The woman who used to hold court in the family home, who thrived on controlling others, found herself completely alone. And the cruelest twist? The grandchild she had once pretended to look forward to meeting, the grandchild she bragged about to her friends, even as she scorned me, she would never lay eyes on him. She wasn't even given a photo. It was as if she had been erased from our family tree, her existence nothing more than a bad memory we all desperately wanted to forget. From what I heard, she tried to cling to the few distant relatives she had left, but none of them wanted anything to do with her. Years of arrogance, of lording over others, of treating people like pawns, those bridges were long burned. She had nowhere to go. In the end, she moved into a cramped, suffocating one-room apartment in a run-down part of town. Gone were the fancy kitchens, the designer furniture, the manicured gardens she once obsessed over. Her world was reduced to 4 walls and a stained futon. The lavish lifestyle she had once clung to like a badge of superiority had vanished. Now she lived hand to mouth, barely scraping by on the wages of a part-time job she had no choice but to take at a local supermarket. And even there, the humiliation followed her. Customers whispered, coworkers pitied her. She, who once looked down on people like them, was now among them, lower than them perhaps, for she had fallen from a greater height. It was said that at night she lay alone in that dingy apartment, drowning in regret. She would weep silently into her pillow, haunted by the echoes of a family that no longer existed. There was no one left to lean on, no friends, no children, no spouse. She had gambled everything on control, on status, on pride, and lost. Sometimes I wondered if she deserved even that tiny shred of sympathy. A part of me, the part that had once cried endless nights under her tyranny, felt satisfied knowing that justice had finally been served. But another part of me, perhaps the mother I had become, felt a hollow ache when I thought of her. No one, no matter how cruel, deserved such an empty, loveless ending. But life has a way of balancing the scales. While she was facing her solitary, bitter twilight years, I found myself surrounded by warmth. My husband, once suffocated by the oppressive influence of his mother, had changed. The weight of her manipulation lifted, and he became a different man. Gentler, more attentive, more willing to stand by me as an equal, not as someone trying to balance between his wife and his domineering mother. He finally saw me as his true family, the one he vowed to protect. Even his sister, once a passive bystander in their mother's games, found the courage to break free. She moved into an apartment nearby. We weren't exactly best friends, but the old tension between us had dissolved. We were mothers now, both of us, and perhaps that was enough common ground to rebuild something healthier. My father-in-law, freed from a lifetime of emotional abuse, seemed to rediscover himself. He visited often, bringing fresh vegetables, little toys for his grandson. I saw in him a man trying to make up for lost time, for the years he had been a silent accomplice to his wife's cruelty. He apologized often, sometimes too much, but I understood. We were all healing in our own ways. Our new life wasn't luxurious, it wasn't perfect, but it was ours. There were no more surprise visits from the in-laws barging in without notice, no more lectures about how I wasn't raising my son correctly, no more cruel remarks about my cooking, my cleaning, my appearance. I could finally decorate our home the way I wanted. I could cook meals that made us happy, not meals that met some impossible standard set by a bitter old woman. Every night I tucked my son into his crib in a room that felt like a sanctuary, not like a prison. And I would whisper to him about the future, our future, one built not on control, not on appearances, but on love, respect, and honesty. Sometimes I still had nightmares, visions of my mother-in-law barging into our peaceful life, trying to reclaim what she believed was hers. But then I would wake up to the soft breathing of my son, the gentle touch of my husband's hand in mine, and I knew I was safe. She couldn't hurt us anymore. Her kingdom of lies had crumbled, and in its place, we built something real. Even now, when I hear rumors of her pitiful existence, I feel nothing. Not pity, not satisfaction, just emptiness. She was a chapter we had closed, a ghost of a past life I no longer recognized. Perhaps that was the greatest revenge of all. Not that she was left alone, but that we were no longer even needing to think of her. She had made herself irrelevant. The memory of that day, the day everything changed, still haunts me. I had been so exhausted, so physically and emotionally drained by the constant battles and stress, that my body had finally rebelled. I collapsed behind the wheel while driving, a mixture of fatigue and the overwhelming emotional toll that had been building up over the years. Everything felt like too much. My pregnancy, which had been fraught with tension and the strain of familial expectations, became the final breaking point. And thank God that was the case. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.